you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So, as you know, this is the Hunny Hive. Welcome. Yeah. And we're just here just to chat and talk about motherhood and work life and mixing the two, and talk about kind of your experiences as a working mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're you will always be a performer, but that's what you did for a living full time.
Yeah.
Yes, before your children.
Yes.
So you went to theatre school. Where did you go?
I went to the Brit School to do my A-levels, and then went to Guilford School of Acting and did my degree there.
Yeah.
And then worked in the industry for a while.
Yeah.
Lived in London. Just loved doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then as time ticked on, I decided that I knew that I wanted to have children, and felt that I needed to stop doing what I was doing to be able to let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
And by that time I was nearing 30, so I felt that that was the right time to do that.
Mm-hmm. And did you feel like you'd kind of done everything that you wanted in your career?
No, not everything. I would definitely have liked to have done more, but I think the yearn for children kind of took over. Yeah, that was the more of a priority, I think.
Right. And when you fell pregnant with your children, or with your first son, did you then go, I want to go back into the business for a bit, or I know I'm going to have more than one child, so I'm just going to pop them out and I'm going to have more children, because you have 2 boys.
I do.
Yes. Or was it like, you know what, I'm just going to just be a mom for a while. I already know that this is kind of what I've decided, so I'm going to stick with this for a bit and then see what happens.
I wanted to be a mum, so I didn't want to go and work full time and not be around them. I wanted to be part of their growing up. Yeah. So for me, that was a choice that I made. As they got a bit older and started primary school, just in the earlier years, there was obviously that yearn to want to go back into work, but unfortunately my now ex-husband, his work wouldn't have enabled me to be able to do that, because he was working full-time and was out all day every day, and not back till late at night. So I was kind of single-handedly raising the boys, and so I didn't really have that option. But then I decided to go and start teaching on a Saturday morning, just to give me bit of time out, doing something that I enjoy doing, and was giving me then a bit of independence and income as well.
Right, yeah. Well, that's great though that you found something that you could do, because you're the principal of PQA, which is a performing arts, where you do film and TV, musical theatre, and comedy and drama. So it's a very well-rounded place where children can go and they can learn in different areas of the arts, which is fantastic. And you run your own, and which I obviously is probably a lot of work. So how was that for you, going from then working full-time as a performer, but now working full-time on the other side of it, where you're running your own business, but also being a full-time mother?
It works for me because it works around the kids, so I get to do both. And I work from home. The other bits of admin that I have to do, I can do at home, and I can work that around the kids. So when they're at school, I can be doing those bits of work, and then when they're home, I can dedicate myself to them. I decided to set up my own when we moved back down here, and for extra income, mainly, and because it was something that I wanted to do.
So you did?
So I did, it was really hard, moving and...
moving, business, kids...
all at the
everything.
same time, and trying to get them into school. Did it. It was quite stressful. But managed it in the end. Now I'm really glad that I've got that, because it's settled, and we've been open 6 years.
Do you think that working for yourself is a great way for women to be able to then kind of have both, like a full-time career and children? Or do you find it, because you do then have a lot on your shoulders, right? Because it's not like you get to go home or go to work, leave the work at there, come home. Maybe you probably have to have, you bring work home. Well, you are working from home, so it's constantly there. So do you find sometimes it's a struggle to separate the two?
I think it depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think with performing arts, it's something that's doesn't feel like work. Just feels like having fun,
something you love
as
anyway.
playing.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're teaching, it's and you're really passionate about whatever it is that you're doing, I don't think it matters so much. I feel like you can separate the two.
Right. Yeah.
But I think if it was something that was very stressful and not something I enjoyed very much, I'm not sure that I would. I don't know. It's quite difficult. I think in the line of work that I do, compared to other work, I think I am able to separate the two.
Right.
I mean, sometimes I teach at home, so obviously that then does affect the home, but it's not often. It's only every now and then.
Right. Yeah.
So
do you miss performing?
Yes, I do miss performing. Yeah, I sing at home. My kids tell me to be quiet.
Yeah, as they do. Would you ever go back? Like if somebody came and said to you, okay, Kim, I'm going to offer you this job. It was like your dream role, and it was for 6 months. Didn't have to audition, nothing. Just here you go, hand it on a silver platter. Would you do it?
I think I'd be very, very tempted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my partner would look after the boys, so I know that they would be in safe hands and that they would be okay.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't want to miss too much. I wouldn't want to be able not to see them.
Right, because 8 shows a week is what we do,
yeah,
isn't it? So,
which is the evenings, but rehearsals in the day.
Yeah.
So
and then you have 2-day shows sometimes.
Yes.
You do,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I think you would do it.
Probably.
I would hope you would do it.
6 months.
I would hope you would do it because it's a small time to sacrifice.
Yes,
isn't it
is. Yeah.
And then you kind of get to like fill that cup up a bit, and then
I have lots of friends who work in not just in performing arts, in other jobs as well, where both partners, husband or wife or partners, are both working full time. Even from when they've been really little. I think we beat ourselves up as parents and try and think that I think we always think, we could be doing better, or we could be doing this, or we could be doing that. But when I speak to people, we're all feeling exactly the same, and actually we are doing the best that we can.
Absolutely. You cannot compare yourself to other parents, because I feel like sometimes I do that as a mom, and I'll go, oh wow, like look what this parent did for their children, or am I not a good enough mom because I didn't do this for what they're doing for their children. But we can't compare. Our situations are completely different. I work nights sometimes, as a performer, so I'm not always going to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed in the morning when you have to take your child to, to school and whatever, but like you said, we do the best we can. Sometimes I have to take, the kids with me at some time, and they might go to bed later and be tired at school, and I'm like, I swear I'm not a bad mom, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. But our kids are so resilient, and the thing is that we sometimes feel guilty, but our kids are fine.
Yeah.
Most times they're absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And we think, I need to be there for them 24/7. I can't work. I need to be that mom that's always there. I can't have them with a sitter all the time or a nanny all the time, because they're going to forget who I am. They're not going to know who mommy is. But at the end of the day, that's actually not true.
Yeah.
They'll never forget who their parents are. Yeah. And I think as long as you find time to create memories, special memories with them, it doesn't have to be constant. Those are the things that they'll remember always. Definitely. And they'll be happy to see that they have parents that work hard and that are dedicated, and that's such a great example for them when they get older and they get into the workforce, and they have such great role models to look up to. And I think so I think it's actually a healthy thing.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very, very important. I think it's important for everybody, because I think it's good to have that break from the kids as well, for them and for you. Yeah. I think that's really good on all levels, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So is there anything else that you would want to do with your life in terms of your career? So you are running a successful business in the arts, teaching, and you're stable at home, you've got time with your boys. Now that they're getting older, is there anything else you could see yourself doing that would maybe give you that extra, yes?
Before I was, as I said, it was pretty much single-handedly raising them just due to circumstance. And now I have a partner who is with us lots of the time. He is a really great support, which enables me to now be able to go and do a bit more work.
Right, yeah.
So having that network and that support there is really helpful, because of this quite recent that's happened. It's like, I don't need to do the school run today. He's doing the school run, and having that support is really great. That means I can do a bit of extra work or get this done and that done. And I'm actually finding that even though I'm working more, I'm actually having more time with the kids because I've now got that support. Yes, there is. I would like to work with children from teenagers mainly, but children from underprivileged backgrounds, using performing arts to build up their confidence, personalities, finding who they are, what they're worth, that they are worth something. Children in care homes and foster kids, or where they don't have stability, but to be able to inject a worth to them.
Absolutely.
I would love to do something like that.
That's fantastic. I remember when I was doing dance growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to get me through my dance, and my brothers through whatever activities, their swimming, their football. And there were times where I wanted to do solos, or I wanted to, do more. And my mom didn't know how, to afford it. So I ended up I started teaching so that I could start paying for my lessons, because I wanted to have all the same opportunities as some of the other, children who were, they were lucky enough to be able to afford those things. So I had to work for it, but you know what, it was the best thing that could ever happen to me, because it instilled in me a tenacity and a dedication that I maybe would have had at such a young age. Like, you as a single parent had to go out and go, what am I going to do now? I have to provide for these boys. I need to create a life for these boys. What am I going to do? And then here you have this opportunity to be a principal in your own, your own business. And you did it. You had to move. You had to shift your life around. But you did it, and everything. And now you have a partner, and, things just kind of do fall into place when we work for it.
Definitely.
And when we believe in ourselves.
Yes.
Right?
And you can have a career. You can,
and that's it. Saying I can. There's no such thing as I can't.
Exactly.
I
would say having a family is the best thing in the world. To have, if that's something that you want, and you're unsure whether to take that step, because it's more valuable than any job or any money or any career or anything. Yes, when they're little, it can be a little tricky for some people, depending on the career. But there are so many facilities out there of, creches and hours that you can do, so that you are able to work a full-time job if that's
and
what
government
you want to do.
schemes sometimes that people don't even know exist.
Exactly. And then equally, if you didn't have a career and then you have children and then decide that you do want a career, I think there are so many courses that are available online as well to set up your own businesses. I've got so many friends that are doing that. So it's definitely possible to do the two. Yeah, great advice. That's what I see. So don't be scared to start a family. If you want a family, go for it. Because you will. There's always a way. I just want to thank you so much for being here today and spending your time, because I know your time is valuable. You just got a baby puppy, Mabel, and you need to get back to her. And I know you're going to pick up your kids from school and everything like that. So I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, telling us a bit of your story and your successes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.